Okay. Yeah. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday, I think. I hope it's Wednesday. If not, this is going to be real embarrassing for me. Wouldn't be the first time I screwed that up. Careful with the axe. Hello, hello. I'm the only one here. Yep. Congratulations on May the 1st. Let's get started. I'm gonna warm up the rugby for a little bit. Start drawing some stuff. Hanging out. Doing some doodles. My computer all fixed up. How are you today? Hope everyone's doing well. Home chicken, hello, hello. I'm ready for once. Okay, welcome in. I'm a little on time, but also a little late. I was hoping to start earlier today, it just didn't happen. Got some new people coming in, yeah. Bionic, hello. I haven't drawn a chunk bee in a while, so. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hope it's been nice and cool where you're at. Get some heat last weekend, but slowly getting better. It is Wednesday. It is the viewer suggestion. I have everything all set up. We have a butt ton of suggestions today. Female skeleton paladin with a huge halberd. Now, how does a female skeleton have blonde hair? Big? I'll put it on the list. It is on the list. Roundier rugby. I kind of want to start drawing goblins like this, where their head and their body are kind of just the same thing. I'm not sure how I would do it for rugby, but Still pretty funny. I think some guy traced your art. Yeah, they traced it, I think. Not too bad. It was the Alesh Norn thing? Where are they sharing it? I mean, Alesh Norn is Alesh Norn, but... What did they trace it from your thing? I was using a reference for the Alesh Norn thing, so it might be pretty similar. Whatever. If they're trying to sell it on a t-shirt, best of luck with them. Watsy will probably sue him. What's poppin'? Hello, Mage Hand. You goblins give a players reason to spare them. It's pretty funny. Watsy isn't playing around anymore. Yeah. Today is Turtle Day, which means nothing. I just thought it would be really funny if I offered to draw turtles for people that did super chats. So that's what we're going to do. If anybody super chats today, I will draw a turtle of their choice. It's a mini game inside of the viewer suggestion. They're not going to be great. They're going to be real derpy. We're going to draw some turtles. There we go. Happy Turtle Day. Yeah. Bring in the torties. I think my ask may have gone over one sentence. That's no good. It's alright. It happens. Usually when that happens, I only just... The big issue about having it be one sentence is that more than one sentence is usually too much detail for a quick sketch. So I will pick out the things that I think I can do. Is essentially what's going to happen. Homework chicken, draw a turtle. Uh-oh, all right, here we go. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to label it the turtle layer. And I'm going to just put a turtle in here. Homework chicken, what do you want to... Give me a class or like a one-word descriptor for this turtle. Welcome, Druid.
Aye.
I will not hold you to the turtle rules today. Cyber turtle? We can do a cyber turtle.
Oh, he's tiny.
Oh, how tiny is this? Maybe I'm zoomed in too far. No, it's all right. I'm gonna leave the turtles up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got a satellite dish on his back. Do we need satellite dishes anymore?
It's satellite TV. You do.
That's still a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Not where I'm at because Google Fiber rules all here, but you know.
Yeah, that doesn't exist where I live, so.
Too bad. It is so much better than whatever the cable companies decide you're allowed to have.
Satellite Wi-Fi. All right.
Yeah. Satellite's also important for anybody who, satellite dishes are also important for anybody who uses satellites for data transfer. Which I believe is still a thing.
Okay, there's the cyber turtle. Maybe I should give him a little bit more interesting back. Make them like hexagons or something. Little rivets. Little rivets everywhere. Thank you, Home Chicken, for supporting the channel. I'm going on vacation next week, so I want to make sure I bust out everything I can this week. I'm going to try to have a video done for tomorrow, but that's going to be a hard sell, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try real hard. Stickers should be hopefully coming in today. They were supposed to be here yesterday, and they're not, so that's a bummer.
Boo.
Yeah. Yep. Starling turtle. Snake wine is just Yanti bathwater? I don't know what snake wine is. Yeah.
I mean, I know what snake wine is.
Is that a thing that I shouldn't be talking about on YouTube?
No, it just is I'll use the term, very traditional form of medicine where strong alcohol is, like, a snake is basically popped in a thing of, like, very strong alcohol and let this sit.
Okay. Alright. I've already done my rugby. We did a turtle. Some little. There we go. And now we're gonna roll some dice. So this works for everybody just jumping in and joining us. I have a list of all the things saved over the week from the viewer suggestion post and the community post. And so each actually got some from Instagram this week. That was kind of fun. So those are all on the list. I'm going to roll some dice. Whatever the dice says, we're going to draw it. That's what we're going to do. So if you have not yet suggested something, you're very welcome to. Rolled a 6. Druid is getting covered up by my promotion. So hold on a second. This one?
I can scooch out of the corner.
No, I can just move it.
I just wanted to make sure, because you said you were going to leave the turtles up.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure there was space for them.
There we go. We'll do that. Okay. Rattlesnake whiskey. I've heard of rattlesnake whiskey. So that makes sense. I rolled a 6. Elric, my half-white dragonborn, half-lizard folk, alchemist, stormherald barbarian. All right. I never know what to do with the half-lizard folk, half-dragonborn.
Lizardy dragon?
Yeah. It's like
A longer snoot?
that might work. Oh, I forgot. Hold on.
I just ignored the lizard folk part.
Yeah.
Maybe I give him more lizard folk feet.
Because we've talked about this before, like, normally what I do is if it's a dragon, it has horns and is not a lizard. But if it's a lizard folk, I pick a lizard and I make it look like that. There we go. Put that back over there. Can you please draw Poe from KFP? I don't know what KFP is.
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh.
That constitutes fan art.
That is fan art. Could do a turtle monk. No, Poe is a panda. What am I saying?
Yeah.
No. There isn't a panda folk, is there? I guess we could just do a bear folk. A bear folk monk. I can put that on the list. That looks like Breloom from Pokemon.
Well, it is a myconid.
Oh yeah, lizard folk.
I have drawn a myconid that was basically Breloom from Pokemon, but you know, if Breloom was a little bit more sentient and a little bit more monk class,
Yeah.
it actually turned out really awesome. Gave him Tonfas.
Bearmec is one of the OG requests for this channel. That's true. That is very true. Yeah, Mr. Orange Cow, the way this works is you can suggest one character, usually D&D or tabletop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to see a turtle ninja or a panda monk, let me know and I'll put it on the list, whichever one you want to decide to go with.
An actual original character, not the way Sonic OCs are, air quotes, original characters.
Well, he looks exactly like Sonic, but he's way more powerful and has 4 feet. Isn't Breloom banned? Are they banning Pokemon?
It's only in like competitions.
A Konrasu gunslinger with 5 pistols. That sounds fun.
Sounds up your alley.
Yeah. Hello, I want to a future no bleak. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Gamer Argus, I put the Konrasu on the list for you. Maybe I needed to draw more. This doesn't feel right. Hold on a second. What happened to my turtle? There it is. Okay.
He hid the layer.
So you taking these from chat or the post? Both. Yeah. So if you posted something in the chat or in the post, I have that on the list. And if people suggest them in the chat, then we add it on there as well. But just one per week. Everybody gets one per week.
The bluest druid, am still warming up with my myconid.
I'm trying to draw a white lizard dragon. What do white dragons look like? I can't remember what kind of horns they have. Or do they have fins?
I think they kind of like not really a fins, but kind of like a crest.
It's actually something that isn't dystopian. That would be nice. Melon, hello, hello. Breloom got canceled to tweet some stuff out and it wasn't received well. Jesus.
That'll happen.
Oh yeah, they do have that weird.
Kind of like a cone
Yeah.
crest type of deal.
I'm gonna start over again. Should have warmed up with more rugbies. More turtles.
Yeah, it's never too late.
What are you drawing today, dude? Right now, I'm trying to draw a Dragonborn. Ooh, I like that one. Dragonborn Barbarian. Druid is drawing a Myconid. We are doing the viewer suggestions today, so those people jumping in. If you did not suggest something on the community post, you're welcome to post your character idea in the chat. And I will put it on the list. And then we're going to roll some dice, and we'll see which ones get drawn. This is the first one we rolled today. Druid's just warming up.
Yeah. I have not been around or drawn much in the last 2 weeks because I've had like summer family reunion awesomeness happening, which was both good and overwhelming, but also left me not a lot of time to draw, so I feel out of practice.
It
might take me-
an axe. Yeah, I mean that's probably where this is going to get going. Do I just write a character I own and hope it gets selected? Yeah, but essentially, yeah.
Pretty much.
That's usually the way to do it.
Or if you want to just make up something kind of weird just to like see what we would do with it, you can do that too.
I'm less interested in that, but I'd rather draw people's characters. But I realize that not everybody has characters that need to draw.
Yeah. But if you don't have a character or an idea, like you don't have to participate. You don't have to make a suggestion. You can just be along for the ride.
Demon you did last week was awesome. Bionic said to Druid. I don't remember what demon you did.
The half dragon demon,
Ah.
I think. Thanks.
Sexy demon yesterday. I forgot. Yeah, there was working on a bone devil yesterday for a commission. That is still accessible to all the YouTube members, but otherwise I've removed it. Secret stream. I think I'm going to start doing that when I work on commissions and stuff and like YouTube videos. I'll probably stream them live and then just unlist them. But I'll keep these up for a while, and then I put them on a playlist that unlist them too. So I'm trying to keep the channel not messy, but I might start doing that sooner too. Like leave these up for maybe 2 weeks and then get rid of them. You missed sexy demon time? Yeah.
Unfortunately.
YouTube hasn't yelled at me yet, so I think we're doing all right. Wasn't too sexy. The Bone Devil definitely kept the hyper sexiness at bay. There we go. That's a good chin shape. I feel like so this is kind of the thing with Dragonborn, like this doesn't feel like a lizard folk now, so maybe I need to give it like a longer neck or something. How do you keep the lizard folk when the dragon doesn't take over? Wings? Wings could be an option, I guess.
Wings could work.
Just stay away from the facts and the tube should bother you? Shouldn't bother you? I don't know what that means either. And then Mushroom Fellow looks super cool.
Thanks. I feel like I'm falling into some cool and expressive brush strokes, which is nice. But I also feel like I'm not really in control yet.
I might have to make this smaller so I can get the barbarian part in. Let's do something like that. We'll get a nice little body shape here. Mushy boys, mushy boys. Male barbarian, abyssal tiefling. Okay, we can do that. Put that on the list. All right, barbarian armor concepts, go.
Armored kilt is one of my favorites.
Okay, I'm only drawing from the waist up.
Then they don't need to be wearing a damn thing.
Okay.
A big, bulky pauldron made from the scales of a white dragon.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Way to crap all over my nudist agenda.
Hey, they're still basically nude. It's just a pauldron.
Nudism is a
Wait,
great way to
YouTube.
get stabbed real hard. Like,
Wait, YouTube, let me specify. They're not nude. They're just shirtless.
An Ardwolf Knoll Sand Druid.
Yes.
List. How do you draw so well? Lots of practice.
Yep.
Yes.
Years and years and years of continual practice and a little bit of formal training.
Yep, a little bit of formal training, and then drawing every single day. Variant Human Paladin, Oath of Shadows, weapons are Shadow's Claws, permanent armor of Agathis. Nice. On the list it goes. That was a question of how do I get better at art versus a sly compliment, which I appreciate. You can always start trying to do art, and we hang out in the Discord. Share your work with people.
Post your stuff in the work in progress art and critique tab, and
Ask for critique.
yeah, ask for help, ask for critique.
Okay, SDM. Hello, turtle. Yep, we're doing a turtle fundraiser today because I want to pay off some bills before I go on vacation next week. So if people want to throw a super chat, I will draw them a small turtle. And we can do a little variation with it. We'll see how many turtles we collect today. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you have to do a ritualistic sacrifice at a Lowe's house plant every 3 weeks to maintain your art skills? I don't. My plants are pretty alive and well. I guess I do have to sacrifice some trees for paper because I love having sketchbooks. Try to ethically source those. Handheld drawing pad, touchpad. I find it that doing paper, like traditional art, helps my digital art, and vice versa. Like, really, I think it's more of just like the
Practicing lots of things helps you get good at all of them.
Yeah, and just the discipline of drawing. Like, it's really easy to kind of forget, stop doing art, and then all of a sudden a year have passed, and you're like, oh, I've only drawn like 4 things this year. So, discipline's good. I'm wrong again. Yeah. Okay, SDM, how are you doing today? Let me get you a quick shout out here. Maybe? Did that not work? Why didn't that work? Uh-oh, did my computer just freeze? Hello,
I still
computer?
hear you fine through Discord.
Okay, there we go. Boom. Feel is different, that's probably why. Could be. I think there's a... Yeah, I think the whole... When people say, like, years of practice, really what it is like, just getting used to something. And then knowing how to practice is really hard. I talked with, like, 2 or 3 different people yesterday about really good artists and how it makes you kind of feel... I'm going to say I feel a little incompetent sometimes because I found a really good artist that I like, and it's like, man, I love his stuff. And it's like, man, am I ever going to catch up to that person? I don't know. So.
The answer is usually, in my experience, no, because you're walking a different art path.
Yeah. Which is fine. So I do think it's good to find those people that you really like and like look at their art and use that for inspiration. And, it's good to have comparisons, but at the same time, it's just like enjoy what you're doing and do it a lot, and that's really what's going to help the most. It's easy to get distracted by looking at other people's art and going like, man. But it's also really good sometimes to be like, I really like this aspect of their art, and then that's something you can start practicing, and that's a good thing to learn too, to figure out what you want to improve on, what you want to add to your own art. Playtesting sagas with the features art from your dear friends. Yeah, thank you. I hope people are enjoying that. I was hoping to get some of those sketches you had redrawn this week just for funsies, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time now. So we'll see.
If you are trying to get better at drawing and you are like trying to figure out and copy somebody else's kind of like style or methodology to add it to kind of your own repertoire, it's kind of really important to not get down on yourself and to not be like, I'm not as good as them and therefore I'm garbage. Like, it's really important to recognize that you're a different person who's like starting from a different point, and just like be kind to yourself. Realize you're just kind of figuring stuff out, and as long as you're still figuring stuff out, it's okay to not be perfect.
I had a moment. I was asking about like, how are my commission prices? How does it feel? Like, for some people that have commissioned me, I'm like, am I still competitive? Like, how do people feel about this? And then a bunch of them compared me to this other guy on Twitch that charges like $400 per commission. And I was like, man, that guy's so much better than me. Like, just like, oh, it's beautiful. But like, they kept comparing me to the same person, and I was like, no, like, this guy is so much better than me. Don't compare me to this guy. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely weird. And I think there's, especially if you want to do something professionally, like, you have to be able to separate that, because people enjoy your art, and like, I need to remember that it's not always a competition. But I love this guy's art. I'll probably start sharing some of it on the stream in a bit because I want to do some like studies of it and stuff.
Hell yeah.
No,
I missed Rosetta Friday.
yeah.
I love master studies.
I can draw stumps and nubs. That's about it. I mean, stick figures are great.
Yeah. I have a
Nice.
story I've told several times on this channel about how in college for like 6 months I basically only drew stick figures, and it helped out my anatomy so much that that year I grew more in my art technique than I ever before, and it all happened out of spite as well, because of people saying something to me that I perceived as an insult. So like, there's nothing wrong with drawing stumps and nubs and stick figures. You just got to get better at drawing stumps and nubs and stick figures, and that happens through practice. That's all.
Yeah. So that's a really... Why? Why is this song on this playlist? Get the hell out of here.
You have to complain about it at least once a stream.
It keeps coming back. It just puts it on the playlist over and over again. It's like, I don't want to listen to this song. Yeah, like I think that I draw way better with a mouse than I do with my own fingers. How? I have no idea. Yeah, it's comfort. Like that's the thing. Like I said, with doing things, is practice is partially repetition and discipline. And so if you keep practicing with one thing, like you'll get better with it. It could be slow, and it could be, it could have other problems, like you need to work on specific things to improve. But yeah, medium is very subjective.
Yeah.
You can use anything. You can paint with ketchup and get good with it. So
I made a sculpture out of chewed bubblegum. Don't worry, I didn't scrape up bubblegum. I chewed it myself.
Puppeteer, hello. The stream, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. I never drew anything with a mouse before. It's tough. I did it for a little while, and I'm not a big fan of it. I had a friend that was really, really good at it. And I was just like, the hell, man. Druid, you were pretty good with it too when we started.
I got fairly good at it. It's rough on my wrist though.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I have a tablet now.
I had a friend in college, and he was really good with it, and I was like, man, I'm gonna buy you a tablet. And he's like, I don't want that. He just didn't want to use the tablet. Very strange. Reverence, that's funny. What else was it? Oh yeah, the hand thing. You were saying like you never draw anything with or you always obscure your hands or just do fists. Like it's not a bad way to do it. Like for a long time, I just kept blocking in my fists over and over again. I mean, at this point, I can't not do it now. But like, just it's okay to draw things really blocky, and then eventually you can just start going in and add more detail. So, getting used to basic shapes is really important. And I'm a big fan of like the gestural hands.
Same. I love. Look, go watch the first season of the first season of Digimon. The artist couldn't draw hands; they put everybody in gloves.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing wrong with being blocky. Like in art school, you get a lot of crap for it, but there's nothing wrong with not being able to draw hands yet. It's just if you know it's something you need to work on, then work on it.
I think that's the big thing about art school critiques like that is really it's like, hey, when a teacher is mad at you because you did something in like an anime style or in, like your hands are too blocky, really what it is hey, spend more time on this. Like take your time and spend your time on this. And if you know there's something you need to improve on, this is the time to spend improving it, right? So like they want you to really like lean into that.
That's all. Just, yeah.
If you have to talk about it, a lot of armor was made to unsure human traits. A frogmouth helmet. I don't know what that means, Cosmic. Toxicity? Hello? Melon, welcome in. Or, sorry. Toxic, welcome in. Melon, I read your name while I was talking. I realized I talk way more than anyone else. Yeah, talk away.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what the chat's there for.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be embarrassed about it. It gets Rook more engagement.
Yep.
Good for the channel.
Chats per minute, people. That's what YouTube wants. F's in chat every minute.
Yeah. So the answer to this problem isn't you talk less, it's everybody else.
Everybody
Like,
else talk more.
chat more. Jeez. You moochers.
Engagement, chat. All F's all the time.
F. Oh no, what did I do? Was the mic in it dead?
Mike and it died? What?
No.
Okay.
F, to pay respects.
Oh, is that what it was? I mean, that's really what that was. It was a lot of just trying to trick people into pushing buttons.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Okay, chat. Yeah, I mean, like, those are the old school hucksters, I guess. Is that the right term? The soapbox criers.
Yeah.
Nah, come down. Come on, go ahead. I'll do this. Just like talking up the crowd. That's what you had to do. I mean, you probably still have to do that. I just don't. Just fine. Fell for it. Yeah. Some armadillos have natural armor.
All
most-
armadillos have some amount of natural armor.
What about a shady hobgoblin ranger who's a vampire hunter? I like it. It's going on the list. I think I'm about done with this dragon. This dragon boy. So we will roll the dice again. Some animals have natural armor.
I'm gonna try to wrap up this mic in it relatively soon.
All right. We're going to be drawing with purple. And we're going to be drawing an incompetent nobleman who is a rune child sorcerer. He's given runic rings to protect himself when he's not at the castle. Okay. So a fancy lad, what's the shoot? I can't remember what he's called. Who's the guy with the 10 rings from Marvel?
Oh,
The Mandarin?
Shang-Chi? It's the Mandarin first.
Yeah, I think the Mandarin was the first one.
And then Shang-Chi is his
That was a really
kid,
good movie.
according to the movie.
Yeah.
Of course, it was a really good movie. It was an actual kung fu movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna Google that right now. Mushroom heads, I think, store the nutrients of the fungal spores.
No,
No, they're
incorrect.
big. They're big penises. That's all they are.
they're the fruiting body, air quotes. They carry the spores.
They carry the spores.
All of the nutrients are stored in the majority of the organism.
Something is going on with YouTube that I can't click on things. Ugh. We might be stuck with this purple pole today. Can I reload this page? Maybe that'll help. End poll. There we go. Okay. A purple. I just realized I've never entered my PS stream character, an old man halfling wearing a sash filled with medical equipment. Nice. I will put it on the list.
I kind of love non-magical field medic characters in D&D and Pathfinder. I think you can actually do it much better in second edition Pathfinder now.
Yeah. You have things like the treat wounds, and you can get like combat surgeon. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff, and so you can be a healer without being a healer, which I dig. I dig that concept. Without having magic spells, I guess is what I should say. What was I drawing? Oh yeah, noble guy. He's got magical rings, so I'm gonna have to draw hands. So that's a bummer, but here we go.
I think that's enough of this, Myconid.
Oh boy. Vengeance, Hobgoblin, Vengeance Paladin, Grave Tender. Fights with a shovel. I like it. Shovels are good weapons. That's all I'm saying. A DM, I get to make playable characters very rarely, but when I have a chance, I always try to make something unusual. Bugbears, kobolds, gangs. Grungs? Gangs. Nice. Grungs are fun. Never played D&D before. Oh, bummer. D&D is fun. Risky surgery, deal damage, high chance of extra yell. Yeah. Extra yelling. D&D is iconic, but not much else at this point for me. Yeah,
I mean,
we play a lot more Pathfinder these days.
Yeah, same. I also enjoy Monster of the Week occasionally, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse system. Kind of designed for running, like haunted house sort of stuff.
Running a bit late. How's everyone today? Doing pretty well, Elvin here. How are you today?
What am I rolling, by the way?
A D29.
Okay, D20 plus a D10.
Yep, if you roll 30, I'll give you the first one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sick. Oh, I'm sorry, Corvus. I hope you're feeling better soon.
24.
A male barbarian, abyssal tiefling, purplish skin. Oh, purplish dark gray skin, white hair. Long. So, tiefling, barbarian, long white hair.
Okay.
So, like, non-magical healers. Funny enough, the best one mechanically is a thief rogue with a healer feat. Interesting. Is that just because they get the high rolls? Because they can be proficient with it? Or do the plus 10 thing? I'm not sure how to draw somebody incompetent.
Make them wall-eyed.
I like it. Just super tiny face. Action pose falling over. Yeah, it can do work. Sounds like a buff dry knight. Yeah, I guess so. Bonus action healer kits. How does that happen? Bonus action healer kits? Not gonna lie, most people who want to draw do get discouraged due to others drawing better than them. Yeah, and something I used to tell people when I was at the university is other people's accomplishments don't belittle your own, and that's really. I have to tell myself that all the time because, like, the feelings, you're always gonna feel like there's somebody better than you, unless you're not humble at all. So you're either super arrogant.
You're a sociopath.
Yeah, unless you're a sociopath. There are moments when you're just like, damn, I'm really good at this. And like those are good moments when you see a picture you drew and you're just like, oh yeah. But no, you're always gonna like other people's artwork, or you're gonna think that there are people better than you for some reason. And so it's fine. Like, that's totally normal. It's the same thing with DMing. Like, I always get nervous before I DM, even though I feel very competent as a DM. I always feel nervous. Like, that doesn't go away. So it's just learning how to deal with those feelings. To get better, it feels like it's going to take forever until you're 40. And then you feel like you don't have enough time left. So, yeah. It's just, I'm never going to get good.
As a guy who's knocking on 40, I feel that.
I've met some amazing people that like right out of high school, when they freshmen in college, that are already amazing artists. It's just like, why are you here? Go get a job. Get out of here. But they struggle just like everybody else. They struggle.
Sometimes talent is a curse.
Rook's got the perfect DM voice now that I'm thinking about it. I hope so. Unfortunately, my ability to talk is not as good as my ability to say words. You walk into the room that is gooey, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's a gooey room. The floor is gooey. What the hell are you talking about? Mage hand, welcome back. I just don't get encouraged to draw on my own, of my own will. And that's one of those things. We were talking yesterday about this too, about like the discipline and kind of prerequisites to do some things. Like people saying that like, oh, I just what were we saying yesterday? It was to the effect of you essentially need to spend time on things that you enjoy. And so if you can't find the motivation to draw, it might be because you don't enjoy drawing. Like it could be a lot of things, don't get me wrong. But if you're struggling to, do pencil drawings, I'm not a good artist. That's what it was. People are saying, I'm not a good artist. And it's like, well, what do you mean by that? Because if you can spend time writing, do that. Like that's great. Like that's creative. You don't have to be a pencil sketcher or a painter unless that's really what you want to do. I love paintings, like really high detailed rendered paintings. I hate doing it. I just hate doing it. So I should never judge myself on whether or not I'm a good artist because of painting, because it's hard for me because I don't enjoy it. Yeah, you can find lots of ways to be artistic and lots of ways to enjoy doing art. And sometimes you just have to try different mediums because you might enjoy something better. And I think that's really important. So if you can't find the discipline to get good at something, it could be because you need to try something else. Like, I'm not saying like you'll never be good at drawing, but like try different pens, try different pencils, try the pastels. Like there's tons and tons of different ways to be artistic and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Doesn't always have to be one specific way. And that sometimes can be that can be the thing that slows you down, is being stuck in a medium that you don't enjoy.
I like to recommend get some Super Sculpey and try sculpture. I think there's a lot of people that have a hard time because like in order to draw you have to take 3D things and translate them into 2D things and then figure out how to fool the people who are looking at your drawing that your 2D image is 3D. And that's a lot. It's a lot less translation that has to happen in your brain if you do sculpture. Some people just maybe need to try sculpture.
I think it's good exercise regardless. So
Yeah, I agree.
I also argue that everyone should get good at sketching because it's a great way to get ideas across if you can sketch a little picture.
Yes, I agree with that.
He's got a rune on his forehead that looks like a dong. I don't have any other activities other than gaming. Yeah, that can be really rough. Like I've noticed there have been times in my life when I'll get like really into one video game and they're just like, oh, I haven't done any of my other hobbies since I started doing this, so I have to start making time for those.
Yeah, Satisfactory. Fuck you. I love that game.
Yeah, the YouTube Shorts loop has been my detriment lately, so I've been trying to just not be on YouTube. Which is why I've been streaming on YouTube, because it's like, okay, if I'm streaming, I can't be on YouTube Shorts. It's just, which is good. I really have to set aside time to do my daily sketches. But I think I benefit from that, so it's really easy for me to prioritize that time now. And I'm on day like 400 and something. 408, 409, something like that. After I fucked up a year ago and forgot to draw one day. I was on day like 1,000 and something. No, I might have been on like 3,000 before I screwed that up. No, that'd be 10 years. That's not right. I guess I could go back and look. I could go back and look and see how long, but... Yeah, Melon. I mean, it sounds like if that's something you want to change, I would say go for it. Like, just try to find something else and get away from the computer.
Yeah.
You are the only one that can make that decision. I can suggest things, but...
As much as it is valuable to be here, like, kind of complaining about it in the chat, nothing's really going to change until you change it.
What was the last hobby I picked up? Trying to think. Oh, I made a bunch of I did bead bracelets. That was fun. I like little crafty things like that. I was also like, we did a few years back for Christmas. I made all the Patreon members like dice bags, leather dice bags. That was neat. I like leather crafting. It's fun. I have the trees in there. I'm gonna make it look like he's trying to count. I have 2 fingers and 2 fingers. What do I do with the thumbs? That's true, Revenants. Yeah, that's what I started doing. I just started taking walks a month or 2 ago. I guess that was because my eye exploded. And my doctor's like, you need to do stuff or you will die. I was like, okay, fair. But yeah, it is nice. It is nice to just go for a walk sometimes. And like, it's amazing how simple that is.
I've been working out.
Yeah.
That's been nice. I don't know if that counts as a hobby, though.
Yeah, I think so.
I am honestly in danger of becoming real gym bro about it, too.
Oh, I know. Yeah. We're all aware, Druid.
I know you're aware, but I haven't been.
It's something I've noticed because I've had a lot of friends and myself go through like pretty big changes in life. There's a thing that happens to everybody. Like once they start seeing something affect their life positively, they want to share that with every single person, everybody they know. And so whether it's like me with I had to stop eating salt, and it's like, damn, that made my body feel way different and better. And so I'm just like, everyone should stop eating salt now. Like most people don't need to, but like it blows my mind. So and it's like, no, I need to remember that just because something worked for me and it helped me out, doesn't mean that it's the right thing for everybody. And yeah, it's like people that find Jesus that just like, you should accept Jesus now. It's like, just stop. It's like, I get it. Something that has positively affected you, share it with your friends. Totally legitimate. I don't think you're that gym bro-y, but that is the general gym bro thing.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so ripped. You should come to the gym with me and we should shred. It's like, all right.
I am only threatening to get after you about working out with me because it's something you've expressed interest in.
Yeah, I need to do it. I got my weights out. I did some weights the other day, and it was like, ooh, got a little weird. So I got to take it slower. I went over to Kevin's, the necromancer's house, and he's got one of those like self-adjusting weights. So I cranked him up to 45, and I was like, "Here we go!" And I was like, "Okay, I can still curl these. That's good." And jump rope's like, "You're throwing those so hard." And I was like, "Damn it!" So whatever, we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna try to get back up to those 45s. I also have drawing non-abstract people. I could go super cartoony, but I want to achieve something around the skill level of you guys. Man, I still feel like my stuff is really cartoony. Like I really like hard lines. And like
comic book stuff.
Comic book illustrations. But I hate JoJo. I hate JoJo so much. And like I very much see that my art could go that direction. And it's like so there's a line for me that I won't cross, and I'm slowly trying to come back from it. We'll see what happens.
I've never been able to to do a cartoony style and feel comfortable with it.
Every now and again I will I'll do something like this and just forget that like I feel pretty confident doing that, because that's what I used to do in high school and stuff. Like I drew a lot of just like silly goofy comics, and every now and again I remember that I can do that, and it's just like, and I'll draw like really, really cutesy dumb shit in my sketchbook and just be like, I don't want anybody to ever see this. So I'm always fighting it. Okay, that's I think this is my incompetent noble. Five? I was talking to somebody and they counted with their thumb, and I was like, the hell are you doing? It was very strange. And then I realized that they were using sign language, counting in sign language. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I got to remember to do that. Count to 10 with one hand. Okay, so that's that. He's just like, huh? How do? Sir Lawrence of the Donghead. Last hobby, beads. Yeah.
The famous Donghead clan.
Yep.
There's a noble last name for you.
Just carry brownies shaped like turds. That might be a crime. I wouldn't do that. I cannot recommend you do that. I rolled 11. A muscle-bound Dunkleosaurus fishman?
Dunkleosteus?
Yeah, Dunkleosteus. I don't know what that is.
That is the big rock-headed prehistoric fish.
I might need pictures. Dunkleosteus Fishman Tavern Brawler. I like that idea. What color are we doing? Red? Nice. Nice.
So Dunkleosteus is like roto bony fish. So
Yeah,
all we have
roto-bony.
of it, all we have of it is this.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Isn't it a coelacanth?
No.
What's the coelacanth
No.
look like?
Coelacanth looks so derpy.
Really? What color one? Red. We are doing the turtle vacation fundraiser. That sounds weird. I want to make sure people realize that I'm keeping all this money. I'm not trying to save the turtles. I just will draw turtles for super chats today. Also, clear up my name. The reason why the barb is so edgy is because I based him off the Oni from DBD a tiny bit. Which is why I gave him a cannonbow and staff. Oh, nice. Okay. You're telling me those aren't the same fish?
The
Day by daylight.
Dunkleosteus has a much flatter snout, and the only bony parts of it are this big skull mantle and the jaws. Coelacanth is a full-on bony fish. It's got a spine and a skull and everything, and like distinct teeth, not these big shearing plates. Yeah. It is thought that Dunkleosteus looks kind of like this, based off of a closely related smaller species.
Those are the same.
No, they're not. Look at the difference in the tail shape. Man, I'm glad you're not a biologist.
That there's a monkey. That is a chicken. It has a tail, climbs a tree. It's just perched in a branch. It's a chicken. Never seen a chicken in a tree before. Definitely a monkey. Who's drawing the barb? Can I ask if you'd like to draw the cannonbow with him? Don't gotta. It's okay if you don't.
I'm drawing the barbarian. What's the cannonbow?
If you'd like to commission Druid, you're more than welcome to attempt.
Yeah, I can do the cannonbow. I was not sure what weapon I was gonna give him anyway.
We'll draw for. What food can you eat that could be could be what the hell's the term? Grubhubbed?
Oh, probably nothing. I have not eaten food that has not been prepared by me in so long. I got a lot of food intolerances, people. Yeah, no. No coffee, no... No. I suppose it might... The list of foods might open up again. I've been able to put a little bit of potato and tomato back in my diet.
I tried to make some hash browns the other day. They were awful. I was very upset with myself. Normally I fry them on the grill. Or like a griddle or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'll just put them in a baking sheet. Throw it in the oven. Kevin's got a convection oven. That'll be great. No, it didn't work. It didn't work. They didn't cook all the way. They were just mush hash browns. It's very sad.
Oh. Tragic.
Yeah. I'm gonna try again. I am probably not drawing. I'm like, this is too much bone and not enough fish parts. Somebody is going to town on a freaking 2-stroke motor outside. Don't know if you guys can hear that.
I can't over the Discord, at least.
That's good.
YouTube picks up a little bit more of that, I think.
Need to fix my chainsaw. Hobbies. Okay, so this guy's a tavern brawler. What would make a good tavern brawler? I kind of want to just make him basically a brick.
I mean, that sounds appropriate to me.
Should I give him a fin? The fins are pretty far back, actually, so maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe let's give him...
My understanding is they're early enough that they don't really have a lot of big fins. They're kind of more like eel fish in general. Or at least that's what is thought about their body plan.
I had some corn last night. I made corn on the cob. Put some goat cheese on it. Pepper and butter. Oh, it's so good. I love corn on the cob because you can literally just throw it in the oven. You don't have to do anything to it. Cut off any like loose leaves. I'll get in the oven.
I do miss sweet corn.
I don't know if I've ever met anybody that has an allergic or like a
Food intolerance?
yeah to corn, anyways. Like, I knew someone that had a food intolerance to beef, which I thought was interesting. Like, I know specific proteins can have cause reactions.
I don't think it's actually the corn itself. I think it's the stuff that gets put on corn. Because I figure that most of my grain intolerances, because I have a hard time with pretty much everything that is grain, has to do primarily with pesticides, herbicides, and other life-icides. I could be wrong about that, though. All I know is I basically cannot eat corn or corn syrup or honey that is produced around cornfields, or pretty much anything that's produced around cornfields. It makes me very have a lot of pain.
That feels like a large sample size. We should talk about this another time.
Yeah.
I don't need to be challenging your sicknesses on the internet.
And I don't want to start to sound all Facebook mom about this.
That is the other alternative. I'm gonna go. No problem, Melon. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. I think I'm gonna give him more of a... Yeah, that looks better. Look at that. Sharp jaw. Tiefling is looking good.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
I'm not sure what to do for this tavern brawler. Trying to think of... Maybe I just need more pictures of Lokatha. I don't know what else to make them wear. I guess it's just like a big tunic. They're hanging out in a tavern. They're probably wearing a tunic. I bought a Tiva planter. Tiva planter. A couple years back and finally arrived. So because any recommendations for houseplants? Aloes are great. I don't know what a Tiva planter is. Is that something special that does something unique? I think Corvus and Jump Rope are the two people to ask for houseplants. We have a whole bunch of like little spider plants and open air plants that like don't need soil.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty cool.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a golden pothos.
I have no idea what that is.
It's the plant that it's pretty much just pretty leaves that kind of vines a little bit, but kind of doesn't. And it's a very common house plant and is known to be basically unkillable.
It's a ceramic pot that has water on the inside and the plant grows on the outside, so it's hard to explain. You gotta get to see it.
Oh, I know those. Hey, if you've got one of those are actually good for things like orchids, more finicky plants, because you just fill up the water reservoir and they are able to take what they need through the terracotta.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I've always been a big fan of cactuses. But I don't keep them. Bamboo. I would love to grow bamboo, but it's not native here, and that's bad.
I'm sure you can still grow bamboo.
Oh, I could. I have to be really careful about how I plant it.
Yeah. And make sure you get a clumping variety.
Strawberries. Strawberries are a good one.
Strawberries are excellent.
They grow like mad, and you get strawberries out of them, so that's cool. Nice. Tree orchids. We have a problem here with basically like flies, little tiny flies grow in the plants because the soil is so moist. So it's hard to have plants without lots of bugs. It drives me crazy. Athletes are right up where the spider plants with being almost unkillable. Welcome to attempt, yeah. I don't know what else to do for this guy. He's a brawler, so I kind of want to give him like hand wraps or something. But I'm also, I don't know if I care. Like I like this as a portrait, the bust. Yeah, I can probably draw the hand. We can draw one hand at least. Maybe we'll get the other one in there. Big old fish mitt. Get carnivorous plants, kill the buggies dead. That's true, I could get like a pitcher plant or something.
Yeah. For small flies, I think pitcher plants are going to be better than Venus flytraps. I had a Venus flytrap once, but all it ever caught were the tiny fruit flies.
Mm-hmm.
And those are so small that it kept reopening.
Yeah, those you really gotta feed like big flies.
Yeah.
I had a friend that had a bunch of those.
It eventually died because the soil I planted it in was too rich, apparently.
Bummer. Accidentally killed our sundew. But I'd like to get another. I don't remember which one that was. Was that the one that was not supposed to be able to die that lived on the rock? Because that was a scam. Okay, good. That's just straight up a scam. It's brand new. By the apple tree. Yeah, I don't remember which one that was. You should get a pitcher plant near your spider plants and just watch the pitcher plant get fatter. Good do. Is that what I should post? Post on Instagram? Pictures of my pitcher plant? Would a pitcher plant eat ants?
A pitcher plant will eat pretty much anything that falls into it.
I have seen them eat mice, which is terrifying. But
There's also apparently some interesting pitcher plants that have like symbiotic relationships with bats, where bats will roost inside and they eat
poop in their their mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen that. Sorry, I stole your.
No, you're good. I was trying to avoid saying poop in their mouth on the internet, but that's fine. It's your channel.
I've told you guys about that website, right? If you want to learn how to do 3D modeling, there's a website called poopinmymouth.com. That guy is a monster. What's the other one? There's another sculpture artist who basically he captured the website badassmotherfucker.com, and that's his art portfolio now. And so it's like that guy he just won the internet. Like that's how you do that. So if you try to look up any of his work, it redirects you to that. Pretty funny. Old school internet jokes. Really good job. I think that was the same guy that did an entire installation of all the levels of Flappy Birds. Like he put a small piece of paper on his phone and he completed all the levels with ink on his finger, and then he posted all of them. So it was basically like a giant walkthrough of all of the Flappy Bird levels of like how to move your finger to win. Ants Canada put a pitcher plant in one of his bioactive setups. Oh, is that a YouTube channel? Okay. And it died from too many nutrients because the ants were throwing all the garbage, the dead ants into it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's some wizards using a gelatinous cube is what that is.
Pretty much. That's hilarious. I know that ant colonies, like they show adaptive learning, like as a whole, not as individuals, in a way that is very interesting and like reminiscent of AI learning. I did not expect them to learn how to do that. That's pretty cool. And also terrifying.
That's actually funny. I never thought about it that way. Yeah. Don't go to those websites that people are posting in the chat. So much so that I'm going to remove those messages. No shade to you guys, but I'm just gonna remove those to save people from the internet.
Hero we need right now.
Yeah. One of my roommates in college, my roommate in college, used to love shock sighting people, which is what you guys are talking about. And there's some pretty funny ones out there, but it's almost all just like violent porn or gay porn. Like that was the shock site of it, right?
Yep.
And so one time he called a floor meeting and everybody like went to the meeting and he's like, oh, I forgot something. And he left and he ran through everybody's laptop in the hall and shock sighted them all. And so all of a sudden we started hearing David Bowie's You Spin Me Right Round playing, which if you know what that is, you know what that is. And if you don't, that's fine. Don't worry about it. And so we just all started hearing that playing with like reverb because there's just like 1,000 laptops playing with it. And we're just like, God. We all knew what had happened. It was, not cool. Not cool. Had a coworker show me the weird stuff during our breaks. Yeah, I mean, like, that's essentially what it is. Like, hey, what's the weirdest shit you can find on the internet? There's some weird stuff out there, people. Be careful.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
Okay, there's my... I made him a bartender instead of a brawler, but I think it's appropriate. Cleaning a glass.
In a world with as many high-level adventurers getting blitzed out of their brains, in taverns all across the world in D&D, there's no problem with the bartender being a level 20 brawler.
I'm a big fan of putting a very important weapon above the bar. Within reach of the bartender, you know.
Same.
Like, this is a giant magical axe hanging above the bar. And then I always give them at least a few levels in Eldritch Fighter so they can just summon it to themselves if somebody tries to steal it.
I like to give my pawn shop owners iron golems.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this guy. This guy looks good. Let me add a little bit of shading in here just to get him. This looks good to me. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Okay. Ooh, I see my fish man. Hey, legend, I'm glad. That was yours. He looks pretty good.
He looks badass. He is yoked.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know how else to draw fish people because, like, fish are essentially just giant muscle fillets. Like, there's one bicep. Just one bicep.
Yeah, that is accurate.
Level rogues might ruin the putting special weapons out in the open. Yeah, I would highly suggest not trying to rob from a bartender who's an old adventurer. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, especially if they have also been running their bar for a really long time, because I guarantee they've seen everything.
What's that? An unscrupulous person trying to steal stuff from me? Looks like pie's back on the menu.
Was that a
You don't know what they give you for food. I'm just saying, be careful. You might end up as the pie. Okay, rolling some dice. Here we go. 20. A female skeleton paladin with huge halberd and some long hair. Oh yeah, okay. Row. I do like drawing me some skeletons.
It is pretty difficult to distinguish between male and female skeletons.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't want you to like put in the boob bones. I hope that's not how they're expecting you to show that, because spoilers, that's not how women work.
If you try to rob them, you might end up with a big fist-shaped hole in your torso. Yeah, very possible. Fair enough. Rogues at my table drive my DM crazy with some of sort of these features. Yeah, I mean, like, there's always the possibility of, like, what's the opposite of a murder hobo? Not the opposite, I guess. What's the equivalency of a murder hobo that is a rogue that steals everything? Klepto, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. The klepto rogue. I guess that's the thing.
I generally have, I talk pretty well with my players to make sure that they're not doing that, because a lot of them try to do it out of boredom.
Yeah.
I did have one of my players just out of the blue decide to steal something, and I'm like, "You're going to steal this from this person." They're like, "Yes." And then I was like, in the middle of daylight, "Yes." With the garrison 2 doors down, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, you've made this decision. I'll let you do this. Just want you to be aware. This is what you're doing." And they're like, "Okay." And they do it anyways. And I'm like, "Great." And now they're wanted. There's like pictures of them all over town. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I like that kind of like, let people steal shit. That's totally fine. It just doesn't make sense that they would in those situations.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it as a GM, is to like make sure you don't say no, but you ask a whole bunch of clarifying questions and make sure that they understand that there are potential consequences.
Yeah.
And as long as you do that, when they get upset that you didn't let them just get away with it, you can be like, "Look, I asked all sorts of questions. I made sure you knew the situation. This is your fault. Don't blame me." And as soon as you start holding people accountable, the murder hoboing and klepto roguing kind of stops.
Yeah.
Or
goes out the window because people are okay with it, and then you have an evil campaign, which is totally fine too.
Which is totally fine.
Consequences and repercussions. Yeah, showing off that this person is a high-level fighter that is retired and opened a bar is important to me, I think. Versus just being like, "Oh, there's some magical weapon hidden somewhere." So, like, the whole idea of that concept is to basically give your players the heads up of, hey, this person, maybe don't mess with them. People still mess with people. That's totally fine. I always really love it when people walk into like a magical shop and all like break through whatever they have. Like that's my fun. Like Kevin the Necromancer would have to sneak into places because he was usually an undead character, and it's like that would scare people. So he would walk in somewhere and someone would be like, "Oh my goodness." Like, just, they always have magic sight. They're always prepared for someone to walk into the store and try to rob them, right? So like they are constantly casting detect magic, constantly casting dispel magic to see through things, prevent people from doing shenanigans. And so like telepathy, things like that. I always like having magic shop owners be very powerful, because otherwise, they wouldn't be able to sell what they're selling.
Yeah.
And so those tend to be some of the people that like the players latch onto a lot, because they're like, "Oh, this guy knows all my secrets. That's kind of cool." And he wasn't a dick about it. Because I also feel like if a necromancer walked into a magic shop, the person probably doesn't care. "Would you like to buy this insanely cursed sword that I have?" Like, magic shop owners are a little don't know if unscrupulous is just morally gray. Sometimes they get away with good RP, good rolls, and even if it was objectively a bad idea, like stealing something they shouldn't, the DM likes to roll with rolls, and the PCs choose good or bad, never push. Oh, never punish. Nice. That's fun. Yeah, I mean, rewarding players for doing clever things, I think, is fun. And like I said, I think if someone does want to do something that I think would be like, why would you do that? But they really want to do it, I'm not going to stop them from doing it. It's just like, okay, I want to make sure that like this is gonna affect the world that we're in. So just be prepared. And I think that's more fun in my mind, anyways, because I'm not trying to punish them. I just want them to have the things they do have consequences and actions in the world that they're in. So I can't remember what this was. It was a skeleton with long hair. Is that it? Dang it. A halberd. Okay. Oh, she's a paladin. Okay. We could do some armor then. Yeah. Hair's a little weird. That's alright. Actually, no, I think I'm gonna do the back. Yeah, maybe no chainmail. Maybe just the plate. Dive health? Dive health? I don't know. Is that like an MLM or something?
Certainly sounds like one.
Yeah. Oh, divine. Okay. What if the hair is just all a fungus that's manipulating the body? Sounds a little too close to like a mimic, but... Done by day, night by night. She looks kind of angry. Well, she doesn't have a face, so I mean...
It's the sort of thing that can ruin your day.
Viewer suggestion, character art free. I mean, yeah, you just gotta suggest the thing. Welcome back, by the way.
Some restrictions apply.
Some restrictions apply, yes. Turtles are extra.
No mimics.
No mimics, no fan art. I don't like this piece. Let's change that piece. A blue skittle. Hello, hello. My day is going pretty well. How are you doing today? How goes the art? Give Blue Skittle a shout out here. Boom. Whoa. Oh, you posted that a year ago? How have I not seen that before? I just saw the... I just went to your channel and saw the ocean mangrove. That's amazing. Yeah, his little face on the tree. Mostly done, not art stuff today. That's okay, though. Is today a game day? I want to learn how to shade. There's a lot of really good tutorials out there, depending on what you're doing. What do you want to learn how to shade? Because, like, faces are different than landscapes. Color theory is important if you want to be doing painting. You want to do cross hatching or stippling, light variations. You want to use
if you want to
drawings.
if you want to do what I'm doing, this is kind of more of like a painting technique.
I like spaceship art the most, not gonna lie. Oh, okay. Well, then you're looking at rendering. Is what you're probably looking at. I would look up Scott Robinson's How to Render Spaceships. He does some really amazing rigid body, like hard surface stuff. I have one of his books on specifically how to render vehicles, I think is what it is. Pretty good. Got an ad for Star Citizen. That's funny. Still haven't played Star Citizen. Probably should. You have a ruler to smack people with? It's supposed to be a halberd. You gotta remember what halberds look like now. That's a pole axe. That's a halberd. You can do that. What weapon do you have, or were you gonna draw? I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember either. It's a.
So
There it is,
what's
upper left hand. It's the big Oni baseball bat,
Gotcha.
octagonal baseball bat mace with the
I don't remember.
with the spiked studs in it.
I've definitely drawn one of those before. Need to upload all my time lapses to YouTube at some point. Yeah. I was trying to save all of my Twitch VODs on YouTube on a different channel, and it has like 14 subscribers. So I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. It was way too much time and effort. Yeah, a little bit. I can see that with the big poof headband. Just kind of want to give this like some texture. Tetsubo? Chillin'. I'm gonna give her like tons of bracelets or something. There's something fun about skeletons with like jewelry. Like everything's gone away except for the metal and the bone. Any fun plans for the day, Skittle? Something like that. To get the thumb right here. Might do some arting along. Hunt Showdown or something like that. I haven't played Hunt Showdown. Is that any fun? Don't know what to draw in Ibis? What is Ibis? IBIS, huh? Just hands. Foxes are pretty good. Get some references, go to town. Ibis Paint. Interesting. I haven't heard of that one. Doesn't look good. That one monster with 100 arms must be a nightmare to draw. So many hands. Yeah, probably. I would assume as much. But if all you're drawing is hands, it's probably not so bad. It's an alright game. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you're into Tarkov-like games. Ah, gotcha. Okay. I think I did to some friends that wanted to play it, and I just didn't end up picking it up. Should be a gen. Okay, add a little bit of shading in here. Do human skeletons look different than elves? I bet orc skeletons are beefier. I would say yeah. I would think so. Elven bones are probably more fair. A little thinner. Longer faces, maybe. Orc. Bulkier. More like cow bones. I like to give people the option to, like, if they roll a medicine check, to check and see what kind of bones they are. Could be that my players just always ask that. It's like, does that matter? Like, there's a pile of bones. What kind of bones? It's important to me. For me, shading is a lot about finding contours than anything else. Like a specific light source. I like to paint in depth with shading versus actual, like, there's a light right here. Of A and B. If you guys awaken on a skeleton, is it undead? No, I don't think so. Can you cast awaken on a rock? I think awaken just gives.
I don't think you can cast awaken on a rock. I think it does have to be a living thing.
Yeah.
Depends which system we talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of caveats to that.
Pathfinder has more caveats than 5e.
Welcome in, John, by the way. Hello, hello. It is 1 o'clock. I would like to get a drink real quick. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to draw the next one. I think that's what I want to do. We get a drink right now. Yeah, I think now's a good time.
Yeah, go for it.
Awaken an army of potatoes. You could awaken an army of potatoes.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that, but you could.
You want to play Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? Go for it.
Was it Zebashu who did the pig?
Yeah. Please, take it back.
Take it back. Awakening is always an evil act. Plants have it rough. Like, they have almost no events. It's just like,
yeah.
hope the sun comes out today. Otherwise, I'm probably going to die. Have potatoes worship creator. Bam. In time. Divine rank. So are you trying to take potatoes and make enough potatoes to grant you, like, deityhood? And then they become your unwilling patron and you then get levels in potato warlock? I guess you could do that.
There's an easier path. Just convince a colony of veggie-pygmies that you are
Just bring them a bag of fertilizer.
that you're the creator of their yellow musk creeper.
There you go.
And feed it and them living creatures. Expand the colony.
I will be right back. Ain't that everybody?
For anybody who's not familiar with the Veggie Pygmy, it is a Pathfinder exclusive, I think. I don't think it's in 2nd edition yet. I think it's only in 1st edition. But, ooh, it's one of my favorites. I really messed up these abs. Navel about there. Veggie Pygmies were introduced in the module White Plume Mountain in 1st edition D&D. Interesting. Okay, cool. So 5e and 2nd edition Pathfinder just don't have them yet. I expected they were at least in 3.5 because I think Pathfinder pulls just almost everything directly from 3.5. Just rebalances and simplifies. Burning silence with attitudes. Yeah. Who feeds you to the mother mold, the yellow musk creeper, and out of the corpse of the medium creature that they feed the mold spring 2 to 3 more Veggie Pygmies. Who then revere the corpse of the creature as kind of like a mother. And make bones, and make weapons out of their bones. And clothes out of their skin. Dark stuff. They're a lot of fun. I assume a lot of that lore is specifically from Pathfinder. I have no idea what got carried over from the past and what didn't, but I like them. They're fun. They're fun to draw, at least the way I draw them. They're fun to play because you can really scare the crap out of your players.
What I miss?
I gave a dissertation on Veggie Pygmies, that's all.
Gotcha. Alright, what color are we doing here? Blue? We'll go blue. SEO Gods. Yeah, exactly, Mitch Hand. That's what I was thinking about. Veggie Pygmies were introduced in the module White Plum Mountain in 1st edition. Wow. It'll be fun. Alright, so welcome back, everybody. I'm Rookzer0. We're doing viewer suggestions today. If you've not suggested a character this week, please do so in the chat. We'll add it to the list. I'm going to roll some dice. We'll draw the things that come up. And we're also doing a turtle thing today. So if you have a super chat and you'd like to throw money at us, you can suggest a type of turtle to draw. And I will draw a derpy turtle and leave it on the screen. That's what we're doing. 12. I don't know what other kind of things to do to get people to do super chats besides just be awesome, and I'll try my best at that. A person with a dagger and dreads and looks demonic with a Houri? Haori. What's a Howery?
Google.
Google. Oh, it's like one of the best way I can say it, casual kimono. The half shirt things that aren't like full kimonos. Japanese jacket. That's what I'm going to describe it as. Oh, that is its definition. Okay. Or is a Japanese jacket that is traditionally worn over a kimono. It was a Japanese jacket reserved for the samurai elite. Got it. Okay. Cool. Worst salad buffet imaginable. Tiger dreads. Sweet. Remove from list. We're doing blue? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me think about this. Just making horse noises now. Do you have any D&D horror stories? Not really.
I am a D&D horror story sometimes.
Yeah, Druid's probably the worst. No, not really. I generally don't play D&D with too many people I don't know. And then when people do show up, I usually try to be very open and communicative with them. So I have had people just uninterested in playing and just wanted to like ruin the fun. And I usually just either ask them to leave or remove their characters. So any cool D&D stories? Cool D&D stories. I became a dragon pirate once. That was fun. I had an argument with my DM that I could safely throw a barrel at somebody without hurting them because I had, in Pathfinder, monks have an ability to decide whether or not they're doing lethal or non-lethal damage.
Mm-hmm.
And my DM disagreed and said, if you throw a barrel at somebody, there's no way for it not to be lethal damage. And I'm like, that's stupid. And I killed the guy. So that was a fun time. And we had to burn that city to the ground. But it was still a funny moment because it was a big polar bear monk, which I still enjoy. I need to do those. I have so many little projects I want to do. I want to do like D&D character YouTube shorts, just like specific characters that people could try to play. Have the character sheet and everything for Orson Barrington. And I killed the guy. Best D&D unlikely victory, huh? That's a good question. Kevin the Necromancer wanted to escape this building. Actually, no, that's a story for another time. I was trying to block Kevin the Necromancer from leaving his zone. They went in, they saw what it was, and they were like, "Nope, we're gonna leave." Could you sketch something PC in color for super chats? Could you sketch something PC in color? What do you mean PC in color?
politically correct in color?
Yeah, I'm confused about that. Delete it. Yeah, anyway, so Kevin and Necromancer wanted to leave. I sent them down into essentially what was Jurassic Park. Like that was the joke. Is I made them go into what's not Hidden World, Journey to the Center of the Earth style thing where they went through this huge long cave structure and came out in a world underneath the ground, and it was Jurassic Park. They kind of did the whole shebang and fought an undead necromancer that was reviving dinosaurs. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then Kevin the Necromancer was like, okay, we're going to bounce. I was like, no, you guys should keep exploring. And he's like, no, we're going to bounce. And so I filled the tunnel that they had come through with oozes. And it was just a trap. It was like they could definitely navigate this. If they still wanted to go that way, they could. They just have to navigate and kind of convince these oozes and corral them out of the way. Because they're gonna move at whenever somebody moves towards them, they kind of shift that direction. So I was hoping that it would become this like ebb and flow, kind of get past me kind of thing. Western Justice, no problem. Could you do full color sketches of PCs for super chats? Gotcha.
Oh.
I'll answer that in 1 second. So the problem was, I thought it was going to be like people are going to have to decide what to do and not to do. And Kevin the Necromancer is just like, I'm going to have all my skeletons run over here. And he sends his corpse companion in one direction. And the oozes like walk at it. And I'm like, okay, so go ahead and roll to attack to get their attention. And the skeleton rolls a 1. And this is when we were playing Pathfinder First Edition. So I'm like, okay, confirm your botch. And so he rolls again and he rolls another 1. And I go, okay, you super fuck up. Just for fun, roll it again. And if you roll a 1, your character dies. Sure enough, he rolled another natural 1. And so his corpse companion got eaten by a green slime. Just completely tripped over his own feet, fell into the ooze ate it. That was really funny. And I think that's happened to Kevin twice. I think his corpse companion has died twice like that. But those are always really funny moments. I did, however, give them that since the oozes were eating the skeleton, that they just walked past it. It was fine. So that was really funny. As for the full color sketches, that takes me about, like, a full color sketch can take me anywhere from like 1 to 4 hours if I'm just doing like a bust. Yeah. So I don't necessarily want to do that, but if people would like to do like a mini commissions sometimes, like you want to commission me for something like that, that is something you can do. We can have you like host or sponsor a stream, and then we can just work on a commission for that. Other things I've done is if people want to cut the line, I'll let them, instead of letting the Dice Gods decide if they want to throw some money at the super chat. With super chats, that's fine, but once again, it's only going to be for like 20-30 minutes of a sketch. So Druid will do color sketches.
Yep.
Because Druid's a masochist like that.
Yep. Truth.
Do oozes and plasmoids get along? I think that is kind of a weird thing to ask, because like, do oozes get along? And probably not. They probably try to eat each other. Oozes are mindless, and plasmoids are, if you're talking about like player races that are plasmoids, I would say don't care about oozes. So do a super chat at $20 to make it worth a full color sketch or something like that. Yeah, we could do one sketch, and then I wouldn't be able to do, I'd basically be able to spend maybe an hour on it at the most, right? So it would definitely be more complex than normal, but yeah, it depends. The other problem with that is it depends on what you want to draw too. I do commissions, if you do want to commission something big, but if you just want like a more detailed sketch, I could say we could do that with super chat. That'd be fun. I'd be okay with that.
Otherwise, you just gotta hope that I get your drawing
yeah.
suggestion and and that I'm inspired by it enough to go full color. But when that happens, I only get like 2 or 3 drawings done, which makes it even more rare that it's going to happen. It is going to happen with this one, though.
Yeah, Druid is the dice god speciality. Unless you want Druid to draw your stuff, in which case you have to work that out with Druid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what I do when I do full color commissions, I spend like 6 to 8 hours on those, and that's like shading and full color. But like even with that, it would have to just be like very simple cell shading and stuff. If you'd like to set up a commission, though, my prices are listed in the Discord. You can see what those are. I thought oozes didn't attack each other, but could be wrong. I think that's what I'm saying. Like, depends on what you're talking about. Because if it's just like, if you want a whole bunch of green oozes, like if they're a colony of green oozes, I don't see why they would attack each other. Moreover, I like the idea that oozes can just kind of eat one another and become bigger oozes.
Sort of Breath of the Wild chew jelly style.
Yeah. Can't confirm Rook does good commission work. Thank you, Legend. I appreciate that.
Or no, not Breath of the Wild.
Do they merge in Tears of the Kingdom?
Not in Tears. I don't know. Actually, I haven't played it yet. Still waiting on my brother to finish it first. Which one is it? The dark one, Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess. The chews are just blobs that can merge together.
Thought you were gonna draw a fox, Melon. What was the other part of this? Speaking of Twilight Princess, recently found out that it was a manga. Interesting. What are the commission prices, and if you get enough commissions, will you make a plan to live stream? I usually live stream the commissions. I have been doing them on Twitch. I usually live stream them on Twitch. And then my prices are listed. I don't want to say it on stream just because it might change over time. I guess I can just, my current prices are listed on the Discord. It depends on what you're looking for. Love to be angry about stuff, but my average prices are somewhere between like 60 and 200, depending on what you're looking for like full body busts, colored, black and white, that kind of thing. But yeah, no, I stream them on Twitch, and then I started streaming them this week, the last one here on YouTube. It's been pretty good. People seem to like it. Problem with like doing the super chats for that is that it's just the timing of this. So like I said, if someone would like to do that, we could work out something to that effect and do it as a separate stream. That I have one commission working on now. I have another one to start that I might not start until I get back from vacation. See how it goes, because I really want to get that video done today. Puddings and oozes attack each other each other as soon as sent. Each other's from filling for food. the same as plasmas, I guess. I was just thinking of making a plasma with a pet ooze as a weapon shield, etc. I mean, the big thing about that is, yeah, the one, they're mindless, so it's hard to control them, period. And two, I mean, a wolf will eat you, and people have them as pets all the time. So I think there's an argument for both things. Oozes are basically amoebas. They could eat each other, but probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't if other food is available. Should be possible to train an ooze, but I have no idea how. Yeah, and I think if you have like an ooze familiar or an ooze companion, I think you could definitely make an argument to do that. I think that would be fine. I feel like I'm forgetting something with this. They want the coat. But is it just a dagger? Was that the description?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to your thing.
That's fine. A spell in 3.5 called Ooze Puppet. I wonder, next week's video, can I add a muscle wizard? Cast spells with strength score. Yes, and also no. There won't be a video next week. Because I will be out of town, unfortunately. And I won't be
rage.
Yep. So you can have it for 2 weeks from now. That's fine. Just have to throw it up on the suggestion post. I'm fine with that. I think muscle wizards are great. I need to get my muscle wizard built.
I still don't know exactly how it would work. What actual spells do you cast with strength, and how does that function?
It's just a lot of like abjuration and enhancement magic.
Ah, fair.
It's too fight tiny phone keyboard. I know how that feels. Struggling to make a fox head. Do you have your references? What references are you using? Sometimes I like looking for like whatever I'm doing, and then I'll go drawings just to see how other people have drawn that thing. That helps me with shapes, specifically head shapes and stuff.
Yeah.
A goblin bugbear hybrid is just a fuzzy goblin, isn't it? Or a hairless bugbear. Bro, ever seen anime? I just realized I don't use references. Yeah, that would make you struggle a little bit, I could see. Should use references. References are great. Top half bugbear, bottom half goblin. Tiny leg bugbear. Half halfling would be funnier. Okay. Man, I would wear one of these. This is great. Do they tie around the top?
The knife or the Howery?
The Howery. Probably just want to be original. Yeah, that's that's how do I say this?
Impossible.
Impossible. Yeah. So like if you're trying to draw a fox, you want it to look like a fox, right? So you're not being original, you're drawing a fox. So go ahead and find pictures of foxes so that you can draw something. You don't have to copy it, but having visual information in your head will help you draw a fox. Like,
Yeah.
There's
So if you're looking up other artists stuff, does not necessarily mean you're copying other artists. It might just mean that you're trying to see how other artists simplify the shapes.
Yep.
How they get to make the lines look like fox.
Especially if you're struggling with something. Like,
yeah.
Because a lot of times for me, I'll look at a fox and be like, oh, why doesn't mine look right? And then when you look at other artists, you're like, oh, they're drawing more of like a square triangle. I need to add more hard shapes to my shape, right? Like, that's the important thing. A quarterling? 2 halflings.
Huh.
Stupid. It's a good joke.
Oh. Terrible.
Yeah, everything is based off something else. It doesn't mean you're, like I said, you're not copying stuff. You're just, visual language is important, and there's no reason not to use references until you have those visual languages in your head already.
Yeah, you're literally only copying if you only take from other people, if you don't figure out any of your own stuff.
It's a big argument with poses. You stole my pose. It's like, well, is it a wholly unique pose? Like, is it really them stealing it, or is the pose a pose? Like, people bend certain ways, so it can be both, but it's not theft if you're just using references and looking at poses. Those references are great. Like, it's hard to know how things bend and move. A reference would probably help me with this pinky that is wrong right now. I'm trying to draw a hand. Look at hands. Good advice. Why are drawing animals easier than humans? Usually because people know what humans look like.
Yep.
And so you can get away with a lot more incorrect stuff on animals, and it's fine. But people have proportions and stuff of humans down pat, because we look at them all the time. This person was supposed to look demonic. I'll give them a little bit more eyebrow. The mind forgives more from animals than humans. Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to learn shading, like, the best way for you to learn shading is going to be finding shading references. Looking at photographs of how things are shaded, different light sources, taking your own photo references. Humans are also a lot more complex in terms of their range of motion, and most animals are much more dynamic, so there's a lot more room to mess up the experiences. Something I've noticed, like with dogs and stuff, like, I'm really good at drawing dragons and things from the side, because there is a silhouette that is iconic about dragons in my mind. Whenever I try to draw dragons from the front, it's always weird. It's always super weird, because even like with all the fish references, right, like most of them are from the side, because that's the way you can identify all the pieces of a fish. drawing a fish from the front is much harder. So even poses in between different things can be more or less difficult based on your familiarity with them. References and studies. I think I'm going to stop there. I'm not really sure where else to take this. I could do a lot of detail work on the coat, but like, I think I'd rather get more sketches done. So we're going to move on. Seven. Batfolk Wizard Noble. Dual-wielding wands and an oversized hat. One ear is partially cut off. Why do you do this to me? I love the idea of a batfolk, but like putting a hat on a batfolk makes no sense to me. Their ears are way too big to have a hat. Looks like porpoise got chosen, so that's cool. Ear holes in the hat. Yeah, I guess that we could do that. Looking up some bats. Hold on. What do bats look like? Real derp. Bats look real derp. To a flying fox? I mean, a flying fox is just basically a big fox. Do they have huge ears? I think ear holes in the hat can fix that. I always struggle with that concept of like putting holes in a hat. Like, kind of defeats the purpose of one having a hat. You gotta put a beanie on a dog, right? just don't.
Or a cat. Don't put clothes on your cat. Just don't. You know they don't enjoy it. It doesn't matter if you enjoy it. You're not them. It's an evil act.
They could like it. You don't know.
I do know.
So, 1, bat. 2, hat. 3, missing an ear. I put a hat on it and then put holes in the hat for the ears, but then the ears missing, it's going to look like it's just covering up the ear. So I think we're going to go big ears, tiny hat. I think that's what we're going to do. I think this is the This is the best way around it. Tiny hat. It's only for decoration, not functional. Sideways ears make him real derpy. Yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm just gonna make a bat rugby. Rugby's kind of a bat to begin with. Like, that's just all there is to it. Do something like this. Goblins are just green, hairless, wingless bats. Changed my mind. I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Pretty much. But is it because they are like bat folk, or is it because they have convergent evolutionary traits?
They live in caves. They eat fruit. They hang upside down.
They echolocate.
What else was
Yeah,
on this bat? I don't know what else this bat was supposed to be. Bat folk, missing an ear, wearing a hat, I think is what it was. Bat folk, noble, dual-wielding wands. Okay. Oversized hat. Nah, come on. I like this year, but it's coming away. It's just, we just don't see that ear. I think we just don't see that ear.
Alright, I think I'm finally done. Next drawing.
Finish with the fox head. That's good.
19.
19. Panda folk monk.
Okay. Pangoro from Pokemon. I never said I would do full color, and it's colored in enough.
You don't have to do full color. This is the sketch show.
I did enough color.
I mean, a panda folk is just black and white, so you're no color at all. Do you prefer goblinoids with animal features or without? I mean, I draw rugby with giant bat ears, but that's about all I do. Sometimes I've seen tails. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever drawn goblins with like little tails.
Yeah, I only put tails on monkey goblins. Or, yeah.
Did you draw my Mikote Sage? I have not yet. No, it's still on the list. Okay, and then this will be the ear that's like, wait. Truncated ear. Big old hat. Giant feather. Goblins must be cute as a rule. Yeah, I don't know about that. Depends on goblins and the location of goblins' lives. If savage gobbo or civilized gobbo. That's fair. I think the creepy goblin is also good. Pirate bat, pirate bat. You never know where he's at. That's fair. Give him a little earring. Tales seem like a weird choice for me unless I'm playing a game that takes place where wild things are. Not for me. I don't know if I've seen any other animal goblins. It's a new one. I could see them having little tails if they're the Fae, like Fae-inspired goblins. Give it Aarakocra sunlight sensitivity and bang. Bat folk. That's a pretty flappy goblin, but or flappy bat folk, but stat-wise you can do that. Fat nose, flat nose, or big nose goblins preferences? Nope, I don't have a preference. I guess tiny nosed? I guess that'd be the flat nosed. Sure. Like I like Paizo's goblins that are just mostly teeth. Just giant bobbleheads. I don't know what kind of clothes a bat folk would wear. They're using a wand, dual-wielding wands. Give them like baggy pants. Baggy pants always look good with short legs.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Just a fun shape. Bats would wear maybe a cloak. I was thinking like a scarf or something. You can't cover up the wings. You gotta have enough space for the wings. They're not gonna have like a full shirt. You have like a vest. This one's getting sketchy and kind of getting away from me, but upside down. Little chaps. We'll give them chaps. Give me an eye patch. Pouches on the wing that can make a perfect dealer. Would you sew patches to your wings though? Like, why would you do that? You just have pouches on your belt and then cover yourself up with the wings. Should I make him more derpy? That's the question. I always say yes, but maybe not. Maybe not this time. Ponchos are pretty great. Make him more of a Muppet.
I mean, he's a bat. He's basically already a Muppet, right?
Yeah.
That's a smart choice. I want to really not go to Kung Fu Panda here. I'm not 100% sure how not to.
Good night. Thanks for hanging out. Make wands look deadly, at least, with power coming out of them. I mean, pew, 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 pew. Wands never look terribly terrifying.
It's just a stick.
It's just a stick, yeah.
Doesn't matter how fancy you carve it, it's just a stick. Sticks don't look scary unless they're really big.
Yeah. There we go. It's like a sparkler. All right, I think I'm done with that one. It's almost 2 o'clock. I think I'm running out of steam, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep trying. We have a lot, so I'd like to get a bunch of them done. Then Friday we'll finish up the list, or try to finish up the list. 11. A feminine alligator boxer with electricity running across her body. All right. Electro crocodile.
Right, as if they weren't scary enough as it is.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna roll with the purple here. That's what Mep was. It was a trick. P for purple. Shock croc, yeah. I don't know what crocodiles look like. Okay, they have round bulbous snoots. Question is books or no boobs? Books or no boobs? What? Yeah,
I think boobs or no boobs is the question, not books or no boobs.
Yeah.
That predictive text will bite you in the ass every time.
feel like saying it looks feminine kind of requires that.
Yeah, at the very least, you gotta make her curvy.
Yeah. True philosopher. Here we ask the hard questions, yeah.
I think that there are no rules with regards to breasts, honestly, because humans are the only creatures on the planet that have the females have breasts all the time. Everybody else only has them when they need them. So since it's an aesthetic like thing that has happened to us as a species, I don't see why lizard folk can't have them as well. If they decided long enough ago that that was a thing that made females attractive.
That's true. We never know how evolution do happen for other creatures.
Yep. Social pressure on evolution does weird stuff.
That's true. Look at the monkey butt, right?
Yeah.
Bonobos.
And baboons.
Baboons. But do bonobos have the nose? That's what I'm thinking. Bonobos have the giant floppy noses. Baboons have the big flappy ass.
Yeah.
Is this coming from a furry artist? Just wondering. I think I have more furry art experience than Druid does.
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, it's all preference.
I don't consider myself a furry. I do look at a lot of furry art, not really the porn stuff, but like the character design, because I think it's useful to see how they simplify body shapes and chimera creatures.
If you had a human transform into a beast race, you could also give breast to the new race. And that's I don't think it's an issue, is the problem. Like, anybody that's like, why, that's stupid, you shouldn't or should have, it's like, this whole thing is made up. Like, none of this, if you're trying to be realistic, one, is it an alligator that became bipedal? Because if that was what you wanted, no boobs. It's just an alligator.
Yeah, and you should have mentioned that in the description before that was the drawing started.
Yeah. Like, so that's the thing, is you have to define what you're talking about. Normally when I have someone that goes, it's a something folk, I will lean really hard into the animal side of it.
Yeah, same.
Because it's, in my mind, that is awakened otters, right? Like,
yes,
something that was an animal that can walk up and talk now, versus something like a tabaxi, not just a generic cat folk. Like, a tabaxi to me sounds like humans got cursed with cat stuff. so that I will make them look more humanistic and give them animal traits. Yeah. You work through commissions, you bound to eventually get furry art commissions. Yep.
Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Furry community is awesome. Generally kind and accepting.
And for some reason, pedantic about whether or not things have boobs.
Yes.
To which I say, it's only your business if it's your art. That's the only time you should worry about it. Because you know what else furries shouldn't have? Sneakers. Sneakers don't make any goddamn sense to me.
Especially ones with extra toe beans built in.
Just, oh man, it's so frustrating.
Can we not? I'm right there with you on that, Rick.
So much.
I think it's very funny.
It's like, I want the world to be completely different except for all the stuff that is the same. It's like, just do your own thing. Someone posited a question. I don't know if this was a short or someone talking about it. Maybe it might have been someone in chat. Like, how would you have a hazmat suit for lizard folks or different like animal creatures? How would you do that? And it's just like, why do they need hazmat suits? Like, and I think Zootopia is a good example of this. It's designed from two different points. Or a better example of this is Onward, right? Because so is it our world where people are being represented as animals, or is it a world that was full of animals that evolved up to where we are? So like the cop in Onward is a centaur. How does he drive in his car? Why would a car be designed for people if it's mostly driven by centaurs? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, it's the affordances of usability states. How did you get this far in evolution without addressing these issues? Unless the lizard folk, centaur people just popped up one day, in which case, yeah, the world isn't built for them, and that's weird. And then that's a different question. That is a different question completely.
Yeah, the question then becomes, how is the world adapting or
Correct.
being adapted for them?
Yeah.
Instead of...
I don't think I've ever envisioned footwear on anthropomorphic creatures. And yet, I see it all the time. Like, that's the prime example of that is people, I think because people want to think of their personas as, like, what if I was dog? It's like, great, cool. You probably wouldn't wear sneakers. Like, oh, but I have sneakers, so I probably wear them. It's like, yeah, but you wouldn't have bought them if you had dog feet. Or they would be designed differently, not just sneakers. So that's one of my big pet peeves. And it really is just I don't want to say a misstep, but like a lack of development. Because like people didn't ask questions about it. And that's something I like. You run into that in design school a lot. People don't ask those kind of critical questions. And instead, they just they go for full bore without really contemplating those kind of things. Like here, this lizard folk, I'm giving them human hands. I'm just gonna do it.
I do think you're much saltier about
I'm saltier about it because specifically it's a freshman level error.
Yes, and you're a teacher,
and I've had to deal with it. I had to deal with it for 4 or 5 years. And it's just like, people, if you're going to do something like this, think about it first. like it really. I don't want to be like it's lazy design, because it's just not critically thinking. So it's not purposefully lazy. It's not finished. It's not a finished thought. And people get distracted with like, whoa, why does it have boobs? And it's like, that is so far down the list of things I don't care about right now. So, Would anthro characters wear pants? Only if their society has dubbed that flappy genitals is a problem, and or they have flappy genitals, right?
The way ours has, yeah. I would posit that, like, generally speaking, reptiles have internal genitalia.
Probably wouldn't have to wear pants.
Yeah, probably not a problem. Also, things that have tails, pants are inherently like not good for that, right? So
that's a really good example of what I was just talking about. Like whether or not your character's wearing pants when your character has a tail. Is this a world where all of a sudden you're required to wear pants but you have a tail? Or is this a world where everybody has had tails for a long time, so clothes should be pretty well adapted to doing that? And there's a lot of really cool ways people have designed clothes for tail creatures, and I think that's great.
Yeah, but like if we're really talking about it, like if the simplest, most practical thing is not pants, it's an apron.
Yeah.
Let the booty breathe.
Pants are kind of hard to make. Like
pants are really hard to make. Pants are kind of like really stupid. The Greeks thought pants. Yeah, the Greeks thought pants were stupid for a long time, up until the point where they went north enough and realized that pants were better than cold genitals. So,
pants have evolved for two reasons: one, cold; two, horses. When people started riding horses, pants became prevalent because it was much easier to ride horses with pants. If you didn't ride a horse a lot because you had a carriage, pants were not as important. And do things with tails, wear chaps. Chaps are a good example of that.
Chaps are,
if you have to ride something and you don't want to wear pants, chaps.
Yeah.
Biology without perviness is acceptable. It's acceptable, but like perviness is part of biology.
It's specifically built in, hard coded into the biology.
Tell me if I'm being dumb, but would people wear like warm clothing? Yeah, I don't know, because it depends on the creature. Like, do lizards like blankets? I don't know. I realize now I was going to give her a sword, but she's a brawler. She needs lightning weapons too. This is a thick crocodile.
Jonas Hip style.
Yep. I've seen horse junk drag. God damn it. Because warm clothing isn't warm, it's reflecting body heat, right? Yeah. So like warm clothes helps you retain body heat. I don't know. Hot things with lizards might do nothing.
It also is going to depend on environment.
Give her the knuckle dusters. Yeah, we could do that. It's just one defining trait of reptiles.
It's like, but the
that was a good call. I like that.
The ecology of a space is going to affect the modesty requirements and clothing of the culture hugely. So, like, will reptiles wear warm clothes? I don't know. Depends on the environment.
My argument would be probably not, because once again, like, are they cold-blooded? If they're cold-blooded, they probably want to be sucking up as much sun as possible.
Yeah, probably not going to choose to go to areas where cold weather clothing would be necessary in the first place. Like me.
Uh-huh. Conversations got really weird today. Yeah, that happens.
Our conversations always get really weird.
People show up and bring their horniness, and it just destroys the...
It wasn't me today. Woo!
No, it wasn't Drew today. I was trying to talk about corn. Which I discovered you can eat corn on the cob cold. That's pretty cool. I made it yesterday. And I was like, I should just eat this for lunch right now. Turns out pretty good. After you cook it. Good stuff.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's no wrong way to eat corn on the cob.
She should have a baby on her head due to being an alligator. Do alligators do that?
Yeah.
What about crocodiles?
I believe so. Mamas are pretty protective of the nest and the newly hatched babies. Carry them around same way scorpions do.
Scorpions?
For quite a while.
The internet is weird and I've been all over it. That's fair. I think a duck. Put a duck on it. That'd be pretty funny. An electrically charged boa scarf. Do lizard folks hatch from eggs? It's a good question. I think so.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, clothing keeps us warm because it captures body heat. A cold-blooded creature would only benefit from clothing for a short time before it equalizes with their air temperature. Yeah, I can see them wearing like a thermal coat to keep in heat. But yeah, it wouldn't. It'd still eventually get out. The kid just kind of back in and he'd get slapped. Yeah.
I think I'm pretty happy with this panda bear monk.
Nice.
I struggled with him for a while. He definitely does not read his Kung Fu Panda. That's good.
That's fine though.
I was trying very hard to make sure that he didn't. So mission accomplished. And bamboo quarterstaff because appropriate.
I know there's all these people out here that want to free the nipple, but I'm just saying everybody should put a shirt on.
I'm not going to put a shirt on.
I know, I'm just giving you shit. Be polite.
Somebody needs to tell the conservative climate change deniers that if they don't that if we don't fix the climate soon, it's going to be too prohibitively warm for people to wear quote unquote modest clothing.
Was that a joke or should I correct you in many places?
That was a joke.
Okay. Gator and booty shorts. There we go. Done did it. Turtles lay eggs. Yanti. Okay. This is basically a lizard folk. Western Justice. I'm not sure what that sentence means, but I'm not going to read it out loud. Realistically, why wouldn't lizard folk live exclusively on hot environments like deserts, bayous, and savannas? I mean, right? Yes. I agree. I don't know why they wouldn't. I'm not sure on Dragonborns. They technically aren't dragons, so they could bear live young. So could reptiles. Maybe. Yeah, Dragonborn are cursed people, so once again, like Dragonborn, I'm totally fine with Yabos on Dragonborns. Is that a fine word to use? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure where that word came from. I'm gonna have to look that up. If we don't fix climate change, we might have new dinosaurs and bugs crisis. There are some pretty big bugs right now, and I'm not down for it. It's a character I wanted to play. Okay. Dragons are warm-blooded and they lay eggs. Magic. Yep. Yep. Half dragons, I could see eggs, but I could also see not eggs. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I think that's the best part. Do you disagree with your Dragonborn origin, though it may be an addition problem? Yeah. My argument is that Dragonborn are either A, were dragons, B, cursed people, or half dragons. C, half dragons. They have to be one of those things, because otherwise, I don't understand what we're doing. So I'm fine with you picking one of those three, but like, I don't know what else they are. Bahamut. Earlier editions such as 3.5 said they were humans blessed by Bahamut. Yeah, blessed, quotation marks. Platypuses exist. I rest my case. Yuan-ti eggs are supposedly delicious? That's a thing. Yeah, that's creepy. You're only a cannibal if you eat your own kind. Is that the rule?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the definition of cannibalism.
I was watching a video yesterday about someone cooking octopus. Yeah, octopus. And they're like, yeah, Western cultures don't usually eat octopus. And I'm like, too smart. I just don't like it. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, there's a lot of things that are really smart. Maybe I just shouldn't eat meat. It's always scary. John, you've ruined my day. Sorry. That's funny. A platypus monk? Platypus monk would be pretty fun. You get a poison attack and swim speed. That's pretty great. That's why Shifter never goes hungry. Shifters. I've had that argument about I saw a YouTube short, someone talking about like a druid shapeshifting into a cow so they could get milk, and it's like, okay. And it's like that's weird, but not like
not immoral.
Yeah, because it's consensual, right? But then I've had someone else like shift into something. If I shift into a bear and then cut off my leg and then shift back, I should be fine. And we eat the bear leg, and it's just like, there's so many things wrong with that concept that I'm not about it. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Yeah, and also that only works within 5e's broken druid wild shape system. That I don't think that flies with Pathfinder. Panda monk. Yeah, yes, Victor. Druid is drawing the panda monk. Panda monk that is very clearly not Poe. True, Paul R. Druids do have good berries. We don't need to talk about this. Just because we don't need to doesn't that's not going to stop the internet. You should know better than that, though. Uh,
I've been muted this whole time. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was talking about this. I do like the idea of the fairy mechanic stuff, and like the fae are just weirdly, like, they don't have a physical form, right? They kind of are whatever they want to be. So that's great. So some of them look animalistic, but not like animals. I like that. Or they've been described as like just immensely beautiful, but not in a way that people can describe. I think that's really cool too.
And like I always like it when there's some implied uncanny valley involved with that beauty as well.
It's like they're super beautiful, but also really creepy.
Yeah, but also like that thing's definitely not human.
Victor, hello. When you left, you accidentally drew 2 lines across the leg. Oh, yep, I did. Yeah, Goodberry. Goodberry solves all these problems. Like, that's the thing that I always get to. Like, people have these, like, super weird, for some reason, unnecessarily dark tendencies to, like, okay, so check this out. It's like, I don't want to hear the rest, whatever you're going to say. It's fine. And it's just like, that sounds like Goodberry, but with more steps. Or that sounds like it's weird. People always, like, overcomplicate things to make things weird.
Yeah, it's like the Puffin Forest story where they got trapped up in a place, had no water, and the paladin's like, okay, everybody pee in this bucket, and then I'm gonna cast purify food and drink on it, and then we'll have fresh water. And
hey, that's what they do in Dune. How Dune works.
Yeah, well, in Dune they actually don't have enough water, so
it's the Bear Grylls situation where it's just like, hey, you guys want to go out in the forest and have to drink our pee? It's like, what? Nothing. It's like, Bear Grylls, bring water. That's what you should say. Oh no, survival situation, bring fucking water every time. Always have water with you. Step 1, going on a 2-hour car trip, put water in your car. Yep, just have a big bottle of water in the back of your car. Going out in the desert, have a lot of water in your car.
Yeah. As somebody who lives in a desert, yes, absolutely. Especially in a high desert, like, oof, you get dehydrated so fast in a high desert.
I view most sprites as angry little winged Scotsmen. That's pretty funny.
I mean, depending on the mythology you're pulling from, that's probably accurate.
Flavor my good berries to taste like food, and yes, you can taste like alcohol. Or alligator deer meat. 5e mechanics pretty much killed Ranger as a concept. I don't agree with that, but I think 5e basically simplified the game so much that the Ranger is an NPC class. Is really what they did to it. Because people just play too much globetrotting and not enough local heroes.
Yeah.
Three spells solve every problem that affect us as humans. Oh, yeah. I mean, the cleric, like, cast food and water thing or create food and water. Good berry. Regeneration. Healing spells.
Mm-hmm.
My nose is just running all of a sudden. Come on. Stop. Good berry plus prestidigitation equals best chow to go. Well, cantrips.
How much longer are you thinking?
I'm done. I think I'm done.
Okay.
Western Justice, I don't see anything about stabbing, and that's probably not appropriate. But yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Cold water gets water out of the air as a bonus for good berry and prestidigitation. Oh, control water. Yeah, I mean control water or conjure water. Both would save you in a pinch. Yeah, I like the idea that like there should be places in D&D where like a druid grove is just a paradise, right? It's just a little paradise where a druid has decided to keep the nature like
Perfectly balanced.
pristine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice. And then same thing with like wizard cities in the middle of the desert where people just conjure water and like open portals to planes of abundance and energy. Like those are all great. I love those ideas. Skip Cat, I hear you. You have to wait 30 more minutes. Yeah, you get fed at 3 o'clock every day. That has not changed. Every day. Please. I don't have a clock. That's why D&D makes for bad survival games. Yeah, I think so. That's a good way to look at it. You don't really need rangers per se, and so they really only need to be there for information and guides for areas that, and that's why I think they're an NPC class. Like they work really well to be introduced to someone who's an expert of an area. For your players, they just show up and they're like, oh yeah, talk to this guy. He knows everything. He's the one that will guide you around. He'll tell you things about. He'll have the lore and the knowledge that you need. They may not have to find mistletoe. Yeah, that's true too. What about spell focuses? What about spell focuses? Spell focuses are cool. I think it's a much more fun way to play the game instead of having to like keep track of spell components. But
I tend to agree.
Spell components as a like requirement for things can be really fun if you have a high wizard class, like a lot of wizards in your party, to where you actually find certain things. Like, oh, you find 2 silver rings. It's like, oh, cool, okay. Like you can cast this one spell if we find that stuff. But I usually only do that if I have like. I'll also give them lots of spells. Then I'm just like, yeah, some of these you just can't cast because you don't have the stuff for it. So it adds a little bit of complexity. But I think I'm done for the day. My nose is running really bad all of a sudden. So I'm going to go take some allergy pills and see if I can figure that out. Skip Cat wants some food. Thanks for hanging out today, everyone. We will try to finish this up on Friday. We still have the list. We only drew 1 turtle today, so we'll try to draw more on Friday. I'll figure something out. I'm not sure how to get what people want for super chats because we don't have hype trains or anything anymore. It's kind of a bummer. But that's about it. That's all I got. See if there's anybody to redirect to. Rule for Combat is talking about 5 amazing tips. Do that, I guess. Otherwise, that's all I got. Thanks again. I'm gonna try to work on a video tonight. We'll see how far we get. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch y'all on Friday. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.
Bye.